Hello, everyone. My name is Brittany Larson, and I'm a counselor at Wong and Associates Counseling. Today, I want to talk with you about coping with uncertainty and stress during change. Many of you are working hard to improve your English so you can move toward your goals, whether those include work, further education, credential recognition, or greater stability in Canada. Recently, changes connected to funding through Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada have affected access to language classes across the country, including pathways connected to programs like those at Red River Polytechnic. Even when people are told about change ahead of time, research shows that sudden loss of support still causes emotional stress. Students may be having feelings such as anxiety, frustration, confusion, or feeling abandoned. As a therapist, I want to say this clearly. These reactions are normal and understandable. Today's video will help you understand why this situation feels so stressful, learn how uncertainty affects the brain and body, practice evidence-based tools for managing stress, and thinking about next steps without overwhelming yourself. So let's start with something important. Psychological research shows that humans are especially stressed by uncertainty, not just by the problem they're facing. Uncertainty activates the brain's threat system. It increases anxiety and worry, and it makes planning and decision-making harder. For many of you, language learning is not just a class. It is a pathway toward employment, education, independence, and belonging. When that pathway suddenly changes, the brain often experiences it as a loss. In counseling psychology, we understand loss more broadly. Loss can include loss of structure, loss of predictability, loss of expected opportunities. These types of loss can lead to grief-like reactions, even when no one has done anything wrong. Grief is still there. Research on adjustment and migration shows that these emotional responses are common and expected. So let's talk briefly about what stress does to the body. According to neuroscience and trauma-informed research, when the brain senses threat or uncertainty, it activates the stress response system. You might notice that when this system is activated, you have racing or repetitive thoughts, difficulty concentrating or remembering, trouble sleeping, irritability or emotional exhaustion, or feeling frozen or stuck. These are not personal weaknesses. This is the nervous system doing its job. It's trying to protect you. Research shows that when stress stays high for too long, it reduces our ability to learn new information, use our language skills, or to plan effectively. That is why stress management is not optional. It supports our learning and decision making. One evidence-based approach used in counseling and cognitive behavioral therapies is separating what we can control from what we cannot control. You cannot control government policy decisions, funding structures, or system-level timelines. You can control how you respond emotionally, how you care for your mental health, making small, pardon me, small, consistent language practices, and seeking information and support. Research shows that focusing attention on controllable actions reduces anxiety and improves coping. This does not mean ignoring the reality, but it does mean protecting where you place your mental energy or your focus. So, as a therapist, I would like to share some tools that are well supported by research for moments that feel overwhelming. So, tool number 1 is grounding through the body. Stress lives in the nervous system, not just in our thoughts. Research in trauma and anxiety treatment shows that slow breathing helps regulate the nervous system. So, let's try this. Place both your feet on the floor. Breathe in slowly through your nose, and then breathe out slowly through your mouth. And repeat this 3 times. Let's do it together. Breathe in slowly through your nose. And breathe out slowly through your mouth. Let's do it 2 more times. This type of breathing signals safety to your brain. Tool number 2 is to reduce the cognitive load. Research shows that when people are stressed, the brain cannot manage large, abstract questions. Instead of asking, "What will I do with my future?" let's ask, "What is one helpful step I can take this week?" Breaking tasks into smaller steps reduces overwhelm and increases our motivation. And tool number 3 is self-compassion. Self-compassion is not just kindness. It is evidence-based. Studies show that self-compassion helps to reduce anxiety and shame, improves emotional resilience, and supports our persistence during setbacks. So it keeps us going. Self-compassion can sound like, "This is hard. Anyone in my position would struggle. I am doing the best I can right now." This strengthens our coping rather than weakening it. So, research on resilience shows that people do not need certainty to move forward. They need meaning, flexibility, and support. Many successful students and newcomers progressed without knowing the full path ahead. Language learning still matters. Your effort is still valuable. Your progress is still real. From a therapeutic perspective, adaptability is often more important than certainty. Research consistently shows that social and professional support reduces stress and improves adjustment for newcomers. Support can include your instructors or advisors, community organizations, counselors or mental health professionals, and peer support from classmates. In counseling, we see that asking for help is a sign of self-advocacy, not failure. I want to leave you with this message. If you feel anxious, frustrated, discouraged, or tired, your response makes sense. You are responding to uncertainty and loss, not weakness. So for now, let's focus on one step at a time, caring for your mental well-being at this time, and staying connected to your goals, even as the path may change. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you steadiness, compassion for yourself, and continued growth as you move forward.